everyone, it's Eden, and I asked you guys your questions and I'm gonna answer them. I also had you help me pick my makeup, and the first thing that you guys picked was the Cover FX Illuminating Primer. And the first question is, how am I doing today? I love when people ask me how I'm doing. So I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit nervous because today is my first day of yoga teacher training, so I'm just like kind of giddy, you know, and excited to meet my classmates and wondering why it's raining in Austin, because then we're all gonna be like running in all rushed and things. I like when you can leisurely walk. It's just really gloomy the past few days, but I'm doing really well, really excited. And I have on my illuminating primer. The next thing I asked you guys is which brushes you wanted me to use, my new brushes or my old brushes. You guys overwhelmingly picked my new brushes, so I'm gonna start using those. I have no shame. I saw these on Trisha Paytas's Insta story, and I about died. I was like, those are so pretty. And then I looked, and they were vegan, and they were cruelty free. So I reached out to Vanity Plan, and I was like, hey guys, can I have them? Can I order some, please? Let me order them. And they did, and they partnered with me on this video. I've been using them for probably a couple of weeks now. And for foundation, you guys picked the Wet n Wild Cushion foundation. I'm in the color Tawny, which I think is the deepest shade. Now, this is gonna be gross to some of you guys. It's hard to get this foundation out, and I've never actually used it with this primer. So I just pull out the whole sponge and then just kind of dab it on my face until I have enough product. And then I just put it back in. Because it's hard to get it out. The little applicator that they give you is really crappy and it doesn't work very well. But yeah, and I'm just going to use one of my Blend Party brushes to blend it out. This is the largest face brush. I really like these because it gives me like a fuller coverage than my Beauty Blender, and I assume that's because these synthetic bristles are so like densely packed that they don't absorb any of the product, so all of it stays on your face. And you can see like they kind of move, which is cool. I loved these brushes years ago, and they were never vegan. They were always animal based, and not only are these vegan, they're cruelty free. And since the handle moves like that, it kind of just goes with the contours of your face and gives you this really even application. I have never seen a streak on my face after I use these. It just blends really quickly and amazing. I can only think of one other brand that has cruelty-free ones, but they're way more expensive. So look how fast that was to blend out, and like no streaks. Beautiful, amazing application. I love these. I'm gonna keep using them throughout the video. Vanity Planet did give me a discount code. It's Blend with Eden for 20% off of your entire order. Last time it was just off of like the one device that I reviewed, but this time it's off of your entire order. So if you're like, clearly from the poll, a lot of you guys are like vegan beauty lovers like I am, and you've been wanting to try out a set like this, I definitely think that it's worth it. I'd say for me, 5 out of the 10 brushes are like in my rotation. I took them to Dallas with me. If you watched my last vlog, I took them with me to Dallas. So the next question that I got was, what is your favorite Bible verse at the moment? My favorite Bible verse at the moment is, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path, which is Psalms 119:105. I think. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. So the next thing that I asked you guys was which concealer you would like me to use. So I'm using the Josie Marin concealer. And in my last like get ready with me in a vlog, I was like, I wonder how those flat brushes, blending brushes, will work with concealer, because I'm so used to using a beauty blender. So I've been using this larger one. Like, it's not as large as this one, but this size, and it's really great. So I didn't know that this concealer had this much coverage because my beauty blender had kind of been soaking up the product, but look how fast that blended. What? It's so crazy. I really love it. I took this to Dallas with me too. I think I took 4 of these brushes in total with me to Dallas. All right. The next thing that I got asked was, what are some good inexpensive vegan makeup brands? So e.l.f. is vegan and cruelty-free, 100% vegan. NYX has a vegan list on their website, and they have a good amount of things that are vegan and they're cruelty-free. Pixie has some good things that are vegan and cruelty-free. Wet n Wild, as you can see, this foundation is my favorite drugstore foundation. It's so pretty. All of their matte lips are vegan. I love those too. So yes. The next question I got was, with it being hot as heck in Texas, what do you do about boob sweat? I put deodorant under them. I've done that for years. That just works well for me. As someone with giant boobies that do sweat, I just deodorant under the underarms, deodorant under the boobies. So that's what I do. The next thing I asked you guys for my face was contour kit. You guys picked the Anastasia. So I'm going to go into these 2 colors here mixed together. And what I've been doing is I've been taking this tiny little brush from the Blend Party set, and I just kind of place it like that. I know it looks so crazy right now, but just wait. So I just place it on both sides, and then I pop it up on my forehead. I just like this because it makes it like pretty precise, then just down on the jawline. And then I take this one, it's just like a little bit bigger than my thumb, and it does such a good job at blending out. Before I was using like a bigger Pure Minerals brush that's kind of this shape to do it, but this smaller one works so much better. And then I just blend up into my hairline, and it doesn't leave any streaks, and it just diffuses it perfectly. So I really love this for this kind of thing. Then I just blend out around the forehead, give me that nice tan look to my head. I love like this look up here, like the sun just like beamed down on you and gave you like a nice tan. Like, I am in love with that look. I know some people don't like it, but I really like it. So that's the fun with makeup, right? You get to do whatever you want. It's your like art and like self-expression. For some people it's just to like enhance your beauty, and that's fine, you can do that. But the next question is, how do you feel about the growth of your channel? Because before you thought it was kind of scary. I did think my channel went from like 1,000 subscribers to 10,000 subscribers within like 2 months, and that was terrifying. Just like I felt like I was gonna lose my connection, and I don't know, it was just like a lot of uncertainty for me. My channel hasn't grown a lot lately. It's been pretty stagnant, honestly. The road from like 4,000 to, 40,000 to 50,000 has been pretty slow and manageable. And I don't know how much more my channel is gonna grow, and I'm okay with that. And honestly, right now I'm just really comfortable with the point that my channel's at. I feel like it's manageable. I still have a good connection with everyone, so I do feel a little bit different than I did before. The next question is, does the boy own a car? And I'm gonna go ahead and powder my face. You guys picked the Hourglass Bronze, Natural Bronze, Nude Bronze Light for me to do my face with. This is the only product I'm going to use a regular brush with. I tried to use the Blend Party with this, but because the brushes are so dense, they just apply too much product for me. So I need like a more light application, and that's one of the only things that I found that I couldn't use the Blend Party for, that I had to pull in like something external, like a fluffy brush, is for setting powder. But that doesn't mean if you're doing like powder foundation, like if you wear Bare Minerals or Pure Minerals, any kind of powder foundation, it will apply it perfectly in full coverage. But if you just need a light dusting, I don't like them for that specifically. The boy does own a car, and I'm guessing that you asked that because he doesn't come to Austin a lot. And the reason he doesn't come to Austin a lot is because he works 2 jobs. So he works 5 days a week at his main job, and then he works 1 to 2 days at his second job. So if he came to Austin during that one day, his whole day would be spent driving. Versus if I go to Dallas, he doesn't go to work until usually around 4. So we hang out from whenever I get there, usually the night before, until 4 p.m. and then he gets off at midnight. Then we have the whole next day when he's off, and then I come back to Austin, versus if he came here, most of the time would be driving. But he came when I lived with Sarah, and he's coming next week. And yeah, it just works better for me to travel up there. But he does own a car. You've shown us your skincare go-tos. Could you show us your hair care go-tos? So my hair care go-tos, I'm going to go ahead and do my brows. You guys picked the Kat Von D brow pencils because you're very, very smart. My hair care go-tos, this has been one of my biggest struggles as an African-American vegan. It's really, really hard to find vegan, cruelty-free products for black hair. Very hard. So I end up using things like coconut oil and avocado oil for my scalp a lot of the time. I do use Shea Moisture a good amount of the time. They're not always vegan, but they're always cruelty free, and there's a good amount of vegan things in their line. I've also really recently been using this brand. Sorry, I need my mirror a little bit closer for this one. I've been using this brand called Eden. EDEN Naturals. They have like tea tree and peppermint oil products. So those are really the main things that I use. For gel, I still use Eco Styler because they're cruelty free. I'm not 100% sure if they're vegan. I just wish there were more brands out there for black hair. And I have like a really troubled scalp. It's like similar to a psoriasis kind of condition that I have in my scalp, and it's so hard to find like vegan cruelty free stuff that's going to like keep my scalp from being like really broken out and painful. So I also use the Jason shampoo, the dandruff shampoo. That stuff is a miracle worker for me. So I wash my hair with that anytime before I get it braided so that my scalp doesn't flake up the whole time. But those are pretty much the only products that I use in my hair. And I think I got that question twice. So the next question is, will you ever get another tattoo? Yes, I actually have 2 tattoos planned. I'm just trying to find an artist that I really like their style, because one of the tattoos is like floral. So I'm trying to find someone that does really good flowers. It'll be my first ever tattoo in color, because all of my other tattoos are black and white. So okay, brows, they're on, they're done. I didn't ask you guys about brow gel because I only have one. So like brow gel, eyeliner, and eyeshadow primer. I didn't ask you guys in a poll because I only have one of them, so I'm just gonna use the one that I have, if I can find it. Where are you? Ah, here it is. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury brow gel stuffy. What's the real name, Eden? It's the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brow. Yes, Legendary Brow in the color, oh god, that's all very small. Perfect brow. Likely story. So the next question is, are you coming to Seattle? Please have a meetup. So the boy and I, when we go to Portland, we plan on just kind of going up the coast to Seattle, and I will try to have a meetup. The next question is, hello, what were some of your physical or internal side effects of going vegan? For example, extreme gas. So I've had mostly just 2 side effects of going vegan. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with the Pure Minerals eyeshadow primer. It's the only one I have, so I didn't pull you guys on that one. I've really only had a couple side effects. One is bloating. So when I first went vegan, I did have like more bloating than I do now, and that was just because of the increase of fiber in my diet. I was eating a lot of vegetables before I went vegan because I was pescatarian, but I think just switching from eating fish to eating more tofu, which is like a bean, made me a lot more like gassy, and not like flatulent gassy, just kind of the painful gas that you feel like move around in your abdomen, and that was really uncomfortable for me. And over time I've just learned the things that affect me that way. Like you guys noticed, I used to eat broccoli a ton, and I don't eat it as much anymore. It's more on occasion, or in green juices, or blended in smoothies. When it's blended, for some reason it doesn't affect me the same way as when I eat it. So it's just like learning about your body and the way that it processes food, I guess. But yes, bloating and also brain fog. After my first, I'd say 3 years vegan, I started having a lot of brain fog, and I didn't know it was wrong because I was taking my B12. I've had my blood test. I'm going to go ahead and start my eyeshadow. You guys pick the Just Peachy palette over the other PB&J palette. I'm going to try to use my Blend Party brushes for this, since you guys picked them. And I'm just using Peach Tea. So I was having brain fog, and I didn't really know what was going on because my blood tests and everything were coming back fine. And then I was feeling a bit fatigued as well. So what I ended up doing was taking Omega. That was the thing that I seemed to be missing. So once I started taking an Omega supplement, this kind of rolls into another question that I got that asked what supplements I take. I take an Omega supplement. I take a vegan multivitamin, which has 100% of my daily recommendation or whatever of B12. And then if I start to feel extremely fatigued and I'm taking my multi and my Omega, I work in D3. And that's just what works for me. You guys know, as always, I am never going to tell you guys what to do with your health or anything like that. I really think if you're not feeling well on a vegan diet, you need to go to a nutritionist, go to a doctor, get your blood results, see why you're not feeling 100% hot, because you need to feel well. Like, that's important. Feeling well is important. Maybe you're missing something in your diet. So other than brain fog and bloating, those are the only 2 things that I've had issues with. The next question is, do you love the Aurora palette, which you guys will see in a little bit? Yes, I do. I think it's so fun that it has like different flares of color in it. Have you tried Savvy Minerals cruelty-free natural makeup line? It's the best. No, I haven't, but I'll look into it. How are you going to prep for the holidays? Okay, so I'm using Peach Cobbler and Peach Tart, just a mixture of the 2 for my outer corner. So I'm really the worst when it comes to prepping for the holidays. I always have meals for the holidays, but I'm last minute. I'm the person that's in there the day before Thanksgiving, getting my groceries and everything's picked over. I'm just like that with cooking. I just always end up like winging it. And maybe when I have a family, I'll be more prepared when I have like people that I have to feed. But now, like, my family's not vegan, so I'm gonna use a regular brush just to buff out the edges. Now that it's just me to feed, I don't feel like there's that much pressure. If I had a family, I'd probably be better at preparing. So the answer is I'm not gonna do anything to prepare because I'm not an adult in that arena yet. What's my political party? I am Democrat. How many grams of protein do you aim to eat in a day, and what supplements do you take? This was the question I was thinking about. I already talked about my supplements. How many grams of protein? I don't count anything, so I have no clue. When I first went vegan, I think I was eating too low carb because that's what I had always eaten. Like, I feel like most people fall into like the low carb craze, and I still carry that on into being vegan. But now I think I eat lower carb, but with a lot more protein and fat. I don't know how many grams exactly, but I eat a fair amount of protein. How do you edit your videos? I use iMovie, but I'm trying to learn another editing software. I don't have enough space on my computer and I need to buy a new one. Favorite vegan hair care products? Already answered that. Are you wanting a family in the future, kids, husband, wife, etc.? Yes, all of the above. What was your devotion about this morning? So my devotion this morning was about no matter how many things you lose in life, you can never lose your relationship with God. So to make sure, oh, I have it close. Yeah, basically that. And just that God is always available to you if you need help or like a helping hand or whatever. So just a natural eye look because I'm going to yoga and I don't want it all to sweat down my face. I asked you guys which mascara to use and you guys picked the Milk Makeup. I was really surprised because in the last poll you voted for the Hourglass. The next question is, how do you stay positive even when having a bad moment / day? So I've been accused of being holier than thou when I answer these kind of questions, as if I don't have any emotions or whatever it is, and that's simply not the case. I haven't always reacted the way that I react now. I used to react off of emotion and fail to see a situation clearly, just being just far too emotional, and I always realized the result after doing that wasn't good. And when I would have a breakdown over something that happened in my day, especially if it was early on in the day, the rest of my day was ruined. Like I feel like a lot of the time when you have a bad moment in a day and you end up crying and you're so upset, you expend so much energy that the rest of your day is shit. It's ruined. You can't do anything else in the day. You can't solve the problem that you're having because you're so emotionally exhausted that you're like, you feel like useless. Like you feel like you just need to lay down because you've given your everything to this issue that in most cases you have no control over anyway. So I always say, like, I try not to get upset over things that I can't control, and I spend a lot of time in situations trying to decipher, is this something I can control or is this not something I can control? And if it's something that I can't control, I see it for that and I just try to solve the issue, because thinking critically in things in your life is very important, because otherwise you end up a slave to your emotion and a slave to situations, and I don't like being that person. So I don't know if that answers your questions. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. The next question is, do you think there is a creator of the universe? Yes, I do. I do think that. My memory card got full. So next I'm going to highlight using the highlight of your guys' choice. I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty brush with it. It's the same kind of situation with the powder that I felt with the Blend Party brushes. It can't get light enough. So I'm using a Fenty brush, but I do want to use this to kind of blend it out a little bit because it got a little bit chunky there. And then I have been using like the smaller brushes. Like these are for contouring. I don't know how to contour. I'm not that girl, but I really love it for above the lip for a contour, so that I don't have to do it with my finger and then it ends up like all on my Cupid's bow, and then just like for right down the center of my nose and on the tip of my nose, like that. Isn't that pretty? For cheeks, you guys pick the Becca Jaclyn Hill. This color is Pamplemousse, I believe is the color of this one. I don't know. I'm just gonna use this brush here and then blend it back. Same on this side. So pretty. Now, do I have more questions? I think that was all of the questions, except for Natty Goes Plant-Based reminded me to enable my comments because I had disabled them so that all of the questions went into one spot here. For lips, I asked nude or red, and I'm really glad that you guys did not pick red because I have to go to yoga today and I can't be that girl in yoga with red lips. Not that I don't love that girl in class, but I'm the girl that goes with red lips and then it ends up all over my face because I sweat like a really adorable little piglet. So I'm gonna use this one. It's called OMW, which means On My Way, from Pure Minerals, and I'm actually, look at that, really impressed by this lipstick. It's so pretty. I'm going to top it with the Fenty Gloss Bomb. I feel like you guys would have picked this, but I forgot to pull you guys on a gloss because the red one that was in this one had a gloss with it. So this is just to add a little shine. And I think the last thing that I asked was setting spray, and you guys picked the Lush Tea Tree Toner Water. I use this as a setting spray all of the time. I don't know if other people do that, but it works really well for me. I think it sets makeup really, really well. All right. Ooh. Overall, I think we have a really cute look. Very natural. My makeup looks are always very natural, so that's what you get when I do a get ready with me. I think I'm gonna leave my hair up in a bun like this since I'm going to yoga anyways. I have a few hours until I have to be there, and this was fun. Thank you guys for picking my makeup. Also, thank you for picking makeup that matched and not making me look like a clown, because I had a fear that that might happen. Let me make sure that I actually used everything I was supposed to use. Yep, making sure I didn't skip any steps. So if you like the Blend Party brushes, don't forget, Blend with Eden will get you 20% off of these, or 20% off of anything on the site. I've really been wanting to try the face mask from Vanity Planet as well, so 20% off of that. They have toothbrushes, they have scales, they have the Forever Young wand, they have curling wands, they have tons of stuff over there. Everything in their shop is cruelty free, which is why I love them so much. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, remember to keep an open mind, keep an open heart, practice unconditional compassion, but don't take shit from anyone. I love you guys endlessly and hope you love yourselves even more. I'll talk to you really, really soon. Bye.